Welcome to my Hebrew channel, Mila Braika, and today we're looking at a very interesting phrase it's a concept that the Lord has in his dealings with us. We're going to be looking in the book of Jeremiah. Jeremiah, of course, is a prophet that had to deal very complex political maneuverings on the part of the kings. They would consult him privately and then later on just totally ignore him or even have him thrown in jail. So many interesting things that were happening to Jeremiah. And the Lord came to Jeremiah and said, I'm going to show you some great and hidden things. This is Gedulot u Beshurot. Not just hidden things, things that are kind of held under wraps, things that are protected, things that are hidden away. And even to this day, when we find ourselves in complex situations, we want to be able to know where to turn for sorting things out. Okay, let's get on with the study. We're in Jeremiah. This is Jeremiah 33, verse 2. We're going to do 33, 2 and 3. First of all, we'll study them in separate parts because there are a number of structural things in this passage here. Komar Yehovah Osa, Yehovah Yotzer Otach Lehakina, Yehovah Shemo. It thus says Jehovah. Again, I have Jehovah. This is interesting about the structure here. You have 3 times Jehovah appears. So it's an important statement, and the principal person who's doing all the work forms the center of it. Okay? Yehovah, Yehovah, Yehovah. Now, if you're going to look through the Hebrew here, Ko'amar, Yehovah, Osa, you have a pronoun here, a suffixed pronoun, the same thing right over here, Ota, same thing over there. Every time you see a pronoun in Hebrew, this is a feminine pronoun, suffix pronoun, you got to ask, where does it connect? What are we talking about? Where does this go? Where does it come from? And we turn to the Greek text here. Okay, hutos pain kurios pon gain. Okay? Gain is the earth, and the translation into Greek knew very well that when the Lord is doing something, the Lord is making something, the principal object that he's making is this earth, the creation, everything that's around us. And so they most certainly, they rightly introduced again earth here. So when we see earth here, something we derive from the Greek translation. The Greek translators knew very well what this was being referred to. They knew the referent. They knew where this pronoun was connected. So, Ko amar Yehovah Osa, Yehovah Yotzer Otach Le Hakinina. Yotzer is form, okay, and this root here, Sar, could also be Yod Sadek Resh. The root meaning of what a potter is forming a piece of pottery on his wheel. He's working on it. He's molding something. That's then it's pushing in on things and working it with his hands. That's the root physical meaning of this. But here we do have it in the sense of the Lord is forming this world. He's making something of this world. And call to me, and I will answer you, and I will tell you great and hidden things that you have not known. And these are 3 times you have the prefix. All of them are prefixed. Kra'ali, ve'e, necha, ve'agida, lecha, gedola, ve'gib, ve'u, v'shurot, lo yadatam. And call to me, and I will answer, and I will tell. So these are both prefix first person verbs here. These are promises, and we know that the person who's doing this is Jehovah. So Jehovah, when we call to Jehovah, this antecedent of this particular pronoun here is Jehovah. When we call to Jehovah, he says, I will answer you, and I will tell you Now, these are both very interesting verbs. This one especially, and I've taken the root here, it's based on the neged. Neged should be a milel accenting here. The neged is to stand in front of, to report in person, to be there. We find in Jeremiah later on when Baruch had to make a report in person. So when you're in front of somebody, the virtue or the woman that's the helpmeet, the one who stands in front, that's Etzer Ket Negdo, the one who's standing in front, okay? The one who reports in person. So and so this is then the preposition. It's a verb that derives from a preposition, but here's the verbal form of it. Here you got Egeda, okay, and I will tell you, I'll report to you, I will answer you, a very clear report to us. Lecha. This incidentally is a hey that takes on the same function as this particular comment. So I will answer you and I will tell you. Okay, so this is just the hey here, or works just to tell us the comment sound here. So I will tell you to you great things. So gadolot, those are big things. Gadol, ubashrot. Now you get to bashrot, and the root here is the same as the Sadik Resh in the previous one. I'm going to later on put these two together to see the connection there. And we have Sadik Resh, and that is something that is formed, but it's also something that is guarded, okay? Something that is formed, and the Lord's hands are around it, holding it in place, or covering it, or guarding it, making it hidden. So you have two roots you can base this on. One is Yatsaris, to form something. It was Natsaris, to guard something, to watch over it, to protect it. The word Nazarene, Nazareth, is derived from this root as well. So beautiful, powerful root right here. I'll put these two together here. This Jeremiah 33, 2 and 3 here. Ko amar Yehovah osa Yehovah yotzer otach lehakina Yehovah shemo kara li ve'enecha ve'egedach lecha gedolot u'mashurot lo yadatam. And I have these are two verses here together, the second and third verse of Jeremiah 33. And this one is Yotzer here, forming, making it. And this was Surot, that's the things that have been formed or hidden, guarded. And so both of them are based on this Sadik Resh. This incidentally, Leha Kina, Kin is to make it yes, Ken, okay? The very base root of Ken, yes, it is so. So Hakina, to establish it so. And I find this very interesting in that in troubled times, as Jeremiah was during the kings always pulled some funny stunts during his time, resulting in disaster for them. I mean, things just totally fell to pieces toward the end of the reigns of the Judean kings. And Jeremiah could see it coming because the Lord was telling him these things were going to happen. And to him, it was no surprise when everything fell apart, because the Lord was telling him that these things were happening. Now, even in this day and age, when things are difficult and troublesome, where do we turn? And we have to turn to the Lord for His guidance and His telling us what He wants of us, and telling us what's going to happen in the world. And we do this in prayer, we do this in Bible study, and the Lord most certainly guides us and comforts us through the knowledge that everything is in His hand. He has molded this world. He has molded the events of this world, but those things are under the molding of His hands. And so this is the sorot, things that have come together because the Lord has made them so. And we live knowing that the Lord has formed this world, And what happens to us then happens because of his will. Jesus expressed this numerous times. This is one that's shared on almost all of the Synoptic Gospels. At that time, Jesus said, "I praise you, Father, Lord of heaven and earth, because you've hidden these things from the wise and the intelligent." When you get the smart politicians in the world, the Lord has hidden the real things from them. They're living their lives on the basis of their own politics and their own plans and their own plots and all kinds of stuff. But the Lord has hidden the things that are really going to happen from those guys. And guess what? I have revealed them to little children. These are the little children that were sitting at Jesus' feet. When we come to the Lord and listen to his words to us, he guides us, he comforts us, makes us understand very clearly our place in this world. And we have to define our place in this world on the basis of what Jesus teaches us. We don't define ourselves on the basis of this world on the way politicians are handling things or manipulating things or doing things way outside the will of God. No, we define ourselves. We live our lives on the basis of what the Lord reveals to us, and we can find that out through prayer. We find that out through study of his scriptures. And Jeremiah went through some awful times, but in the end, the Lord was with him, and we might be going through some similar things, but we know that the Lord is with us. And so live with that confidence and knowledge that you do have a great source of guidance and comfort in this world, and it's directly from God and directly through his scriptures, and we can come to him in prayer. So do so, come to the Lord in prayer, and have him reveal to you those things that must guide your life. May God bless. Until the next time.